Hello everyone, Miklos Vespremi here, coming to you from Dubai again. Now, I've started to find that I have a bit more to say than one video per week on productivity-related topics. So I'll start occasionally stepping up my release cadence to 2 times per week, alongside my once-weekly thoughts on climate change/sustainability on weekends. Now, I just met all the new joiners to the company where I'm starting soon. The topics of conversation were predictable. All of us, being high achievers, we naturally gravitate towards scanning in conversation each other's CVs and be amazed by them. Perhaps move on to some more situational topics like the venue we were at and the weather, and then of course how it is to move to the new city. Now, I think that's a mistake. Not that it does not matter, but it does not establish any topic that is unique to you and the other person. These topics will always be fine chit-chat material, but I would like to claim that the topics are additive in that they are no more than the sum of their parts or the two people conversing. Now, why does this matter? Because if conversely, you can create an emergent conversation, which is more than just about your conversation partners and your profile and your immediate surroundings, you give a purpose to the conversation. You give the conversation a natural reason to continue at some point in the future beyond just updating the CV details and commenting on the new surroundings. Instead of building acquaintances, you get immediately into the business of building relationships. Now, when baking mixes first came out, they were made such that all the user had to do is add water, put it in the oven and wait. Voila, your cake was made. When, however, an alternative was tried that required the users to add milk and eggs and mix it up, they had the feeling that they had made it and more legitimately call it their own. They had put some effort into it, and that effort made them value it more highly. In much the same way, it takes no effort to repeat your CV and comment on the obvious. But I would actually like to go further and claim that it can actually be a waste of time as far as actually learning about the CV of those other people. Let me explain with an example from language learning. So the new and, in my opinion, more successful learning systems have gotten away from teaching the basics. The assumption is that the basic words, the sentence structures and pronunciation, etc., will be rehearsed so often in literally every single exercise going forward that there's no point in trying to waste time to learn that. Since it will transpire naturally in everything else you do. The famous pianist and conductor Daniel Barenboim was once asked how he practiced his scales and what he did to make them sound so pearly clean. He said he never practiced scales, but instead had been playing Mozart piano concertos since his earliest days, and he had gotten more than his share of scales in them. I thought that was brilliant, and it was actually one of the things that inspired me to start practicing scales myself in piano. You feel free to judge whether you think that worked or not. But I completely agree with that view, and also with these language learning methods. So I think that going over someone's CV and basic coordinates has something in common with that, of course. Building an emergent conversation and the basics will fall in place. Not as pieces of information that you struggle to remember, but as the natural coordinates of a far more interesting map of your shared relationship. And also, I would subscribe to the view that people are only good as the last thing they did. So sure, it's great to see consistent improvement, but the best and only way to figure out where they are now is to actually check in with them now. But before I end, I would like to just ask, is this all extremely obvious? Maybe it's just me that is having trouble with small talk in conversations. Could be. But I would like to suspect that I may not be the only one that is curious about how to make conversations and thus the relationship that they inform compound over time. So to summarize, in first, or any conversations for that matter, try to talk about timeless topics that get people talking about what they think and what they believe in, what they really burn for. It will also force you to develop opinions and become conversant on far more topics, which many consider to be a symptom of intellect. So seek to find a theme that is unique to you and the other person, not merely limited to your CVs. So that's all for this week. Talk to you soon. Thank you.